Cool. And then you guys march towards wherever you say you're going to march towards.
I think the armory and I think the ranged fighters are going to the stands.
Cool.
Yes.
So you're kind of like splitting off.
Yeah. But when we do approach the door, are there still like undead on the other side of it? I imagine it's like melted.
When you eventually get to the hallway entrance on the armory side, the people who like the melee fighters who didn't go with the bards in the range, the ice is pretty much all melted, and there are about 8 undead starting to kind of clamber down the hallway. So you can see that they're kind of in your way.
And they're more towards the arena area and waiting area, or are they in our way towards going to Rather's chamber?
They're in your way. There's 8 of them in your way.
Okay.
You haven't rolled for initiative yet, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, well,
Are they aware of us?
They... Not yet. They're kind of still stumbling over, like there's enough ice that they're kind of stumbling a bit, so they're working on their foot and their steps. You know, they're newly dead. They don't know how to use these stiff body parts. So they haven't noticed you quite yet. If you're standing like kind of at the entrance, like where the armory is sort of thing, they're a bit down the hallway and they haven't quite noticed you yet.
if no one objects too much, there's still water right there. I could immobilize them. Now that I'm not constantly having to do a black magic roll for all my spells, I could use my cantrip just to reform the ice around at least a few of them, just so that their heads are there so we can bonk them on the head and immobilize a few of them, since we're not in action economy right now.
If you would like to try that, I mean, that would be nice. I would very much not like to have to deal with them too much.
Any confrontation we don't have to have is worth it.
Right. It's a cantrip, so I don't necessarily. There was 4 blocks of ice worth of water there, so I could reasonably probably trap 4 of them.
Sure.
To make things a bit easier.
Take them down to.
Yeah.
Cut them
Just
in
so
half?
that their heads are visible, so that people can just like knock them on the head, get rid of them that way.
Cool. Yeah. So you get 4, and then so there's going to be 4. Once those 4 once something happens, and you raised your spoon up to do it, that was enough attention that the others look up at you. So there's now 4 coming towards you and 4 staying put. And we can roll a quick initiative if you want. If you
Alright.
in front of the pack, if you think the army was leading.
Oh, we are leading for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys can roll initiative. Dietrich, you're up. You got 4 of them coming towards you. So the ones who are kind of behind and frozen now, they're going to be roughly about 25 feet away, and the ones walking towards you are now about 15 feet away.
Okay, I mean, I could reach all of them.
Yeah.
I will go up to the first one that's running towards us. Actually, what I kind of want to do, can I run forward with my quarterstaff horizontally?
Yeah.
And hit 2 of them? Like, I have 2 attacks, so I imagine that would be
you can
2
do that.
attacks. Okay.
Are you clotheslining
So we're
me?
just gonna
I'm clotheslining them.
attacks, but like
I'm fine.
roll 1 attack if you're going to do that, because it's just one thing.
Oh, okay.
But it'll count as your like 2 action to hit for them.
Okay. Well, that is that's a 27 to hit.
It sure does.
Okay. Which is what now? And that is 10 points of damage.
You take off both their heads. Just like
And-
that.
okay.
And you know, because you've fought obviously a lot of undead before, these ones who have just turned, pretty weak.
Okay. And then he will, as he goes like this, he will take his quarterstaff and kind of like swing it up the other way. And kind of like fancily like shoot it behind his back to like have that full motion of swing.
Okay.
He's a cool boy.
That is another 27 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is 8 points of damage.
Okay. So that one that you just hit, it doesn't quite go down, but you really throw it off its game, and you can tell you did a lot of damage to it.
Okay. And that is my turn because, well, I don't want to waste anything.
Okay. Bastion.
Bastion will stride forward with his axe, and I'll attack the one that Dietrich attacked first.
Okay.
And of course, I'll attack recklessly.
Mm-hmm.
Great weapon master. So we are looking at a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
You're going to turn this thing into juice.
Juice.
My D12 rolled off the table and another couch. So rolling again, that is a 17 damage.
Oh, yeah. This thing just, like, you bring down your axe and just split it right in half, down the middle.
Fantastic.
Dietrich, like, knocked it back with his quarterstaff, and as it was stumbling back, you came down with the axe and just...
As he does that, Dietrich just kind of looks over at him like,
Am I close enough to the third one to attack it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will do so. With...
The fourth one, you mean?
the fourth one, yeah. So that is a 19 to hit.
That hit.
And we are looking at a total of more damage. 17, 21 damage.
Yeah, you take off that one's head. So, like, you split down the one in the middle, and then, like, as you're bringing it up, you just quickly slice the other one's head off.
I like to fist bump Dietrich as a free action.
With a little bit of blood on his face, he's like...
Cool.
That's it for Bastion. Yeah.
Cool. Greya.
Okay, so there's one left, right?
So the ones that were moving are all gone now. Now there's only the 4 that are 25 feet away, frozen in place.
Okay, I guess I'll use... Okay, Sacred Flame's a cantrip, so I'll do that. So I'll cast Sacred Flame on one of them.
Cool.
So they have to do a dex save of 17. But it's frozen. Does that mean it gets a disadvantage on his dex?
Doesn't matter, it failed anyway.
Okay. So that's a lot of... I feel like this is gratuitous damage. 2d8 plus 5.
Bastion just turned him into juice, so...
That's true.
8 plus 5 is awesome damage.
Okay, 6 plus 5 plus... It's 2d8 plus 5. 6 plus 5 plus 5 is
16.
21? No, 16. 16.
Cool. So you singe that one, and it just falls down, ashes. You cremated this undead. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all my actions.
Cool. Huron.
Okay. I'm shocked that there's anything alive, or alive-ish, left. So I will just take a shot with my bow. Nothing else really to do. And I'll use my horde. Are there any 2 standing next to each other?
Yeah, the 3 of them that are left are pretty close together.
Cool. I'll use my horde breaker ability, so I'll get 2 shots off, so I can shoot the one right next to him.
Cool.
So, oh no, I rolled damage. I'm using the D&D Beyond, and I rolled damage before I even rolled to hit. So that's how confident I am. Nat 20.
Wow.
So
real?
I was right.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be 18 damage to 1.
Okay.
Wasting all these nat 20s.
We are going to be awful later. And the second, so the horde breaker attack is only a 15.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, since you got a nat 20 there and your damages were so high that they were lined up in a way that you did your arrow, shot it, and it went through all their heads, all 3 of them, and all 3 just dropped.
Ooh.
You're out of
Yeah.
initiative. with those.
Finally.
Bastion,
Wow, Huron.
Guys, we're gonna beat this boss fight so easily.
Wow, way to jinx us.
Sorry.
that was incredible, Huron.
Knock on wood.
Why, thank you. It's, the secret is the mud.
I was gonna say, you're actually way better at fighting when you're mud.
Now I understand why you were dirty. Yes.
See, you all questioned me, but now it's all.
The
Mud
confidence is amazing.
it's
Fighting
all
dirty does get results.
Right? Right? Where's the food bag?
Are you hungry?
Everyone eat now.
I mean, but there's a reason. Like, where's the food bag? I need to grab something. I forgot something before we left.
He's earned a drink, okay? He just
That is exactly it. Huron, will, if you let him, will go into the food bag, grab a mug of beer, drink it, like, all over, like, his dwarven beard face, and
The mud
be like,
is coming off.
"Ugh, oh, don't, moron. All right, now I'm ready. Sorry, I meant to do it back there, but
Fine.
mud.
Cool. What do you guys do now?
We'll go down that corridor, but we're gonna use Huron's wonderful mud ability, and we're gonna do it stealthily if we can.
So everyone can roll for stealth if you're all gonna stealth.
What is the army doing as we? Are they waiting for us to
They're
leave?
all following you.
Okay.
Well, I imagine. I have a question.
Yeah.
Did we rest?
I don't think you fought since your last rest.
Did we rest?
We fought the
Oh, you
golems.
fought the golems.
Yeah.
So no, you haven't rested since then.
Okay, just making sure because my hit points are down.
You need to be healed?
No. But I assume that the people who are supposed to be taking charge of the armies would dictate where they are going, and that's why that responsibility is no longer on us. No.
Yeah, no. Like the NPCs are, but they're all the range fighters are going, or sorry, not the range fighters. The melee fighters are going that way because that's the way they have to go.
Yeah,
So they're kind
okay.
of behind you right now.
Okay. And the range fighters have already split off from us?
Yeah, they already went their way.
Okay.
I got 14 for stealth, if we're doing a group stealth.
I got an 8.
I rolled a 17.
I got 17 at disadvantage.
Me
Okay.
too.
I got 21.
Yeah, what? Sorry, Hero?
21.
Okay.
23.
Okay, you guys are fine. That's a lot of good rolls. So you guys you go to like where the entrance to the waiting room is. You guys will kind of step past it. You can see there are undead there. You stealth enough that like you didn't draw any attention to yourself.
Sorry, just because I am unclear about it, Brothers doesn't have like a separate hallway that we're going into. We have to go completely around to get to Brothers.
You are walking past the entrance to the waiting area where you normally turn when you're going to fight. And then if you keep following that, you get to the stairs that lead up to his lair. So yeah, you guys can kind of step past that entrance, and then Thomas, Mac, and Hikari, I believe, are the one. Oh, and Amorous. They all kind of stop and give you guys the final nod before they turn in to do their thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and Thomas is just like, be safe, everybody.
Safe as we can be, right?
And then Amorous is gonna kind of look at everybody and then stop scanning and like look at you, Caladir, and just be like, good luck. You guys got this.
We will see each other again on the other side.
Ooh, do you mean like the other side, or do you mean like the other side of this, you know?
On the other side of the battle.
Okay.
I don't know if I possess a soul for an afterlife, so.
Oh.
And Hikari kind of looks at everyone, and then kind of finishes her looking around at you, Greya, and it's just like, "Thanks for getting me off the island."
You're welcome. And I know this isn't a lot safer than where you were, but we're gonna be safe after this, I promise.
At least here I'm not alone.
No, you're not. You're among friends, and it's great. Good luck.
And then they all kind of nod at you, and the NPCs and their armies charge into the waiting room, and you hear them start to battle the undead that are in there.
I'm sure they'll all be fine, but we need to go do our job now.
He's right.
So you guys make it down. We'll keep the same stealth roll that you did, because that's like you're going down the hallway stealth. So you guys make it down. So after you enter or past the entrance to where the arena is, you keep going, and there's kind of like a spiral staircase going up, which you guys took before to get to the Brothers' Lair. And then when you get to the top, there is a long corridor before you get there, which is going to be on roll 20.
Ooh. Oh, are those bones?
Look at all those skeletons.
There are some bodies and skeletons laying around.
Look at all these chickens.
So they're not walking around, they're just dead.
Yep.
That was not convincing. Sure.
And then you guys would know. So you guys are like entering the hallway from like here, the bottom. And you would know that this upper left entrance is the entrance to his lair.
Okay.
And we don't know what's the other passage is?
You didn't go in there before, no.
Okay.
We only went.
Where's Fraulo when you need him? Oh, wait.
We did that.
Did Fraulo include that on the map? Would he have told us what that was? Because he did roll quite high for the map.
He didn't roll this like specifics on up here because he was just kind of showing you like you asked for the entrances to the arena and the hallways and stuff like that.
Where are we right now? Or are we at the end of the hallway?
You're like just above the stairs looking down the main hallway towards Brothers' Lair.
The closest skeleton to us, can Dietrich go over and poke it? Or
Sure.
dead body? Not.
Yep.
I guess it's not a skeleton per se. Unless it is. Does anything happen when I poke this skeleton?
So you reach out. Would you do it with your quarterstaff?
Yeah.
Cool. You reach out and jab into this thing with your quarterstaff. And nothing happens.
Okay.
Oh my god, Urchin.
Are these like recently dead bodies, or are they like just skeletons?
They look like they are older. Like they've been rotting and had they're a little more decrepit than.
And they weren't here when Aleda and I went to Brothers' Chambers, right? Like these are
Is that just a feature?
not a feature that we were aware of.
They were not here. They don't
Okay.
look new, but they weren't here when you came up before.
Okay.
Before.
I think we should crush these skulls for good measure, just in case.
Before we crush them, can we investigate them and see if there's any, like, clues as to where they came from?
Sure. Do you want to do an investigation? Do you want to do a medicine? Like, what are you looking for?
I'll do investigation first.
Okay.
Okay. Investigation. Alright. It's gonna be a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
So yeah, you lean down and get closer, and you can see that they're very sunken in. All their they don't seem to have been rotting, but they don't really necessarily seem to have anything left inside of them. Like their skin is all very sunken in, as if there's no tissue underneath, there's no muscle or anything like that. But there's no signs of rotting flesh, as if they've been dead for a long time.
Okay.
So it's like
Almost
something sucked the life out of them.
Oh, that's a terrifying thought. And are we, sorry, again, to reiterate, are we on the bottom portion of this map or
Yes,
the top
the bottom.
portion?
Yeah.
Okay. And the right one is what we don't know, and the left one is Brother's Chamber.
Yes.
I think Bastion just casually walks over to the first one and just kind of puts his foot on the head and looks at Kellidir.
Based on Graham's comment, does it look like that's how they died? Like the life was sucked out of them? Or was there another
You
cause?
can roll again, and we'll say now that she's kind of identified that, we'll call your other. It's like rolling with an advantage.
Okay, what am I rolling for?
Roll another
Investigation or medicine? Or?
If it's better than 10, then we'll let you know more.
I wish I was more intelligent, but
Could it be
anyway.
like Arcana as well? Like magic?
It's only in 12.
12. You can't tell for sure, but based on the rotting flesh, it would make sense what Greya said. But you can't really. You've never seen anything like that before, so you don't fully know what that would look like.
Okay, I'll wave Bastion. I think.
Bastion will put his full weight down on the head and crush the skull.
Okay. Roll a strength.
Okay. That is a 23.
23.
Yep.
Yeah, you crushed that skull.
Super.
Yeah, I'll follow his lead and I'll just use my shield to do the same to the other two.
Okay.
Do they look like they died the same? Like, they look the exact same?
Yeah, they all look the same.
Okay, well, I'll follow his lead in that.
Okay, so roll a strength as well.
I'll keep going to the other ones that as we progress down the hallway.
Okay.
And our stealth is still the same, you said?
Yes.
24 on the second one.
Okay. You don't. It's not as much of a crunch with you, Kellidir, but you do hear some snapping under your teeth and feel it kind of crush it down.
Because I'm not as strong.
And then do you go to this last one?
Yeah.
Dietrich will stop him before he goes and kind of look down the hallway, like Brother's hallway, to see if he could see if anyone can see us.
So you went to this door, to the upper left door?
Whatever Brother's room is.
Okay. As you walk past the other door...
I'm not walking past it. He would want to see, the closest door.
He's coming up to me at the second skeleton and looking, right?
He's stopping you from going to this other skeleton. If we had to walk past a door, Dietrich would want to look into it.
Okay, so you're going to look in the door on the right first then, because you get there first?
Yeah.
It's a little before the left door.
Yeah, he wouldn't just walk past a door.
Okay. So to specifically poke your head around the corner, I'm just going to get you to do another stealth.
Sure. Not great. 11.
11. So as you poke your head around, you kind of stumble just a little bit so that your head gets a little too far in the doorway. You didn't make that much noise, but you are noticeable. And you see this is like another armory, not the one obviously that's downstairs that has everyone else's weapons. This is just like a room full of different types of weapons hanging on the wall, sitting on a counter. And in the middle of the room is Emerald. And so when you poke your head around the corner, she goes, "Oh, hello, brother."
He will kind of stumble in the middle of the door.
Okay. Please, come join me in here.
I'd be much more comfortable if you came to join me out here.
No, I don't think I will.
Can Caldria hear this happening?
I don't think Emerald's trying to keep it down.
Okay. He would rush up to Dietrich if that's the case. And kind of pull him back a little bit out of the doorway.
Oh, you again. Did you find your stupid brother, whoever you were looking for?
I did. Thank you.
Dietrich, brother.
Sister.
You may be aware of what's happening here. I don't care much for it anymore. I just want you.
Well, I'm hard-pressed to go with you, considering last time.
I figured you wouldn't be too keen on coming with me. But I learned enough about you to know that you have a big heart. A caring heart. So I will give you this choice. Surrender yourself so that I may take charge of our kingdom. Or some serious misfortunes will fall upon your friends.
I have a lot of confidence in my friends. More so than how big you think my heart is. It's my heart that allows me to know that they will destroy you.
I'm not talking about these friends. Does the name Morwyn mean anything to you? Thorbash? How about Fonolin?
They haven't done anything to you, Imral.
And they will be fine. So long as you surrender.
Before, I had thought that I didn't want to be king, and I would have gladly given you the throne. No problem. But I see who you are now. I see the type of person you are. And no one deserves to live under someone like you, Imral.
Our city will thrive under my leadership. More so than they ever did with your foolish father.
I think you're wrong. I think you missed the most important part about leading. People are individuals and should be allowed to make choices for themselves. I just don't think that would happen with you.
My people would be free. And we would rule over all the realms. We would have the power. Not like father who thought we should share our wealth. And I bet you would do something so stupid, just like him.
I would.
And you would leave us with nothing.
No, I would leave us with what we need. People deserve to be taken care of, not lorded over, Emerald. Have you forgotten that? Has Father taught you nothing? I know nothing of the man, and yet here I stand with more of him in me than you ever will.
Father ruined our city, trying to make allies everywhere, forgetting that we held all the power. We didn't need anyone else. He gave away everything we had.
And yet here you are, still fine, still in the finest clothes, aboard the finest ship. What more could you ask for?
The power that once belonged to our family again.
Like I said, Emerald, I have every confidence in my friends.
Do you have confidence in your other friends? Do you think they could survive my men?
They're pretty impressive, as most people are.
Well, they weren't that impressive when my men went there.
They're lying.
You can think I'm lying. Or you can take my word that they are outside on my ship, and as soon as I give the word, they will join the rest of this army.
They're lying.
Hearing this conversation, I think Bastion kind of is kind of trying to get Kaladir's eye, and it's like,
So I can't see you. Can you do it again so I can see what you're doing? I just flip
He's just-
over.
doing like this motion and like kind of motioning with his axe.
He's not going to respond to that, but he's going to make a motion of them to quietly make their way over.
Aleda, not wanting to interrupt this, but being interested in this, would like to cast Detect Thoughts on Imrel, which I can do even if I don't see her, so long as she's within. Sorry, I have a range. Yeah, she would just be down the hallway 30 feet of me, and even if I can't see her, like if she's within a wall, as long as I know that she's there, like I could hear by her voice, I could.
Okay. Yep.
So there's the first. So I'd be casting this at a 3rd level, because she's powerful. And she has to do a wisdom saving throw if I want to go deeper. But I can just hear her surface thoughts without her noticing, and then if I wish to go deeper. And her thoughts are shaped by the conversation that she's having. So about holding Dietrich's companions. It might be about that, it might be about power. So these are just surface thoughts, and then I could potentially go deeper if I wish, in which she'd have to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So based on the conversation that's being had, and actually while I'm explaining this, Kaladir, I'll get you to just roll a sleight of hand when you're like gesturing the others to come, just to see how noticeable it is. Based on the conversation, her city that she's from is definitely not in squalor or anything like that. But when her father took over, he did there were a lot of enemies that he then made allies just by like giving out some of their wealth, and he was a very charitable man. Most people would see that's good. She does not at all. She's pissed off that he gave away any of their stuff. And she's not trying to hide it, and if she's talking about it, if you see on her surface thoughts, you see 3 people. You don't know who they are, but she did say the names. You do see that there are 3 people tied up on one of her ships.
All right, so that's where they're being held. Can I get an idea of like it's a ship near? Like, would it be within sight of this area at all? Or?
She said it's outside, and she
Okay.
meant it. Like that wasn't a lie. You don't know if it's like outside over at Port Victor or like immediately
the
outside,
ocean
but like
somewhere.
it is. Yeah, it's not like in her plane or anything like that.
All right. I would like to probe deeper to see if she would keep her word if Dietrich were to surrender himself.
What is she rolling? Sorry.
A wisdom saving throw versus my spell DC, which is 16. I wouldn't be surprised if she makes it because she's so powerful, but it's worth a shot.
16. Oh. Emerald up to her old tricks.
Yeah.
At 20.
I am not surprised. That's fine.
yeah.
In that case, I will say the consequence would be is that she's aware that I am trying to read her mind.
Okay. She's not gonna do much.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna like speak a little louder, so it's almost at you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just gonna be like, if you have any questions for me, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Doing plenty of answering, Emerald. I guess my only option is to make sure you can't message your men.
Very well. I assumed it would go like this.
He's gonna run forward
Cool.
at her,
Right.
and he's gonna try to punch her in the throat.
Okay. You can roll that attack, and then we'll all roll initiative.
Oh, which dice do I use?
I rolled a 6 for my sleight of hand, but I don't think it matters anymore.
Yeah. So she's
You
seeing
feel
through it, but I
what?
mean,
Like,
Okay, well, natural 20
Ooh.
for the hit,
for the hit.
nice.
He's going to try to stunning strike her.
Okay.
So she has to roll. She has to roll a Constitution saving throw. Give me a second.
Okay.
I believe that's what it is. Why do I always forget? Sorry. I'm finding it. There we go. Con. Yeah. Okay. Confirm. And then. Okay. So. I thought I was punching her in the throat, didn't I? So it's not my quarterstaff. Oh, okay. Okay.
On save of what? Sorry.
Of 16.
Ooh, she just fails.
Ah, nice. Okay, so on her first turn, she won't be able to go until my next turn.
Cool. So she, while you're rolling your damage, I'll just say, she like goes to draw her sword. You're a little quicker than last time. You know, you're very apprehensive to fight, so she kind of took you for granted and like underestimated you. So as she goes to draw her sword, you quickly come up and punch her in the throat before she even gets there, which leaves her like out of breath. So she like heals over, and that's why she won't act on the next one. Is she's so like.
Okay, and then so 17 points of damage,
Okay.
and then I will roll for initiative. I shit you not, natural 20, so 25.
You rolled only natural 20s, except your stealth, which like,
Yep, that's fine, I guess.
it worked out. You said 17 points of damage, eh?
Yep.
Okay, so I will also explain, because we'll start doing it this time. And it will go for any initiatives that happen during all this madness. How it works with the NPCs fighting down below, fighting the undead. You have each been randomly assigned an NPC. At the end of each group, at the end of each round, you will roll. A nat 1, your NPC does not make it. A nat 20, they win, and they will come and join you up in the lair. And on each win or loss, it will make it either easier or harder for the other one. So if anyone loses, then everyone else who still has to roll is either a 1 or a 2. But if anyone gets a nat 20 and they win, then it's a 19 or 20. That will get the next groups to win on the next ones.
What happens if we don't win or lose?
If it just, then the battle continues
Oh, okay.
during your initiative.
Do we know which NPCs we've been assigned?
Yes, I will tell you.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I don't know.
And I-
Can't
That's
handle
so
this.
stressful.
Can I not?
Or
No.
I can not tell you, and you could just roll.
Yeah, don't tell us. Don't tell
Yeah,
us.
no, don't tell us. I don't want to know.
I want to know.
No, because if I have the Tinkerer, I'll shit.
Does this
Direct.
count for our initiative rolls or our attack rolls?
Sorry? What do you mean?
Sorry, when you said we rolled, is it tied to our initiative rolls or our attack rolls, or
It's a
are we just
separate
rolling
roll that
separately?
happens.
Okay.
Everyone will roll at the end of each round.
Oh, thank goodness. You'll all figure out why when we get there.
And if they do join the fight, like if you get a nat 20 and they come and join you guys, they will, rather than me rolling initiative, they'll just go immediately after your turn.
Okay.
So if we're good to go, then Dietrich, you're up again.
I'm gonna, thwack her with my quarterstaff.
Yeah, blacker.
Whack.
Cool.
I have fears. I have to. Unfortunately, I don't have my phone. Action. So that is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
We'll do one dice. Ooh, nice. That is 11 points of damage.
Cool.
And then I'm going to thwack her again.
Whack away.
Oh. 27 to hit.
That also hits.
That is 10 points of damage.
Cool.
Flurry of blows. I'm a hitter again. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah. Dietrich is mad.
I'm very mad. 8 points of damage.
Cool.
And that is 12 to hit.
That one doesn't hit.
And yeah, that's all I can do because I can't. I thought I could also patient defense, but I can't because that's a bonus action. So I'm gonna stay right there because I don't really see a point in moving right now.
Okay. Huron.
Okay, this is challenging for me because I don't want to kill my friend's sibling, but I am confused. Huron's gonna move here. And
Okay.
then just take a couple shots. Actually, I can probably go further. If that's alright
Yes,
with you.
stand right in my direction. That's fine.
Yeah, if I can go right here, that'd be great. Right here. I'm gonna go right there, and based on what I know of this individual so far, I assume they're a bit hardy. So I'm gonna take a couple shots.
Okay.
Might
Is,
want to bring your mic in as well.
Is he
Yeah.
younger
Oh,
than
sorry
Wyatt?
guys. My apologies. There we go. I was being polite before, and now I'm just being secretive.
Bald.
Okay, so I'm going to attack. First attack. My bow. That is a 26.
That hits.
Okay. And that will be a 9. And my second attack. 29.
Hits.
And that will be a 8.
Cool.
I look to the crowd, I look specifically to the captain, and with a and I say, "What are we doing here? Are we killing? Who are we killing? Who are we not killing?"
Subdue her for now.
All right.
Whatever it takes.
Cool. So during all this, Imral is like holding her throat because Dietrich first throat punched her and stunned her. So she's doing that, and Dietrich is just letting all his emotions out and just like laying into Imral, punching punch after punch after punch. And then on top of that, so she's kind of like doing that and like bracing herself for the hits, and then you just drive 2 arrows into her. And what you will notice, this is nothing new for those of you who have fought her before, Huron and Bastion. When she takes hits, it's like she doesn't even feel them. Like she is just good at just like letting it hit her, and not even flinching from them. So yes, she's down because she got throat punched, but even all these hits that Dietrich is landing, they almost seem to just be hitting her with no effect. Keladir.
Okay. What kind of armor is Imra wearing?
It looks a little different than what she's wearing before. She has like kind of like a very fitted breastplate on. But her arms are still exposed, and not too much. It's kind of, the rest of it looks like leather, but there is a breastplate.
So the breastplate is metal?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Gonna take my movement, get up there. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I am going to use my longsword for my first attack.
Oh, okay.
Okay, natural 20. Yes. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Oh,
You
that's
and your big
scary.
fancy sword.
Okay.
So do you want me to just say what happens with your sword? Do you want to say it?
Shit. I don't know if I want to. Oh, I don't know if I want it to happen though.
Let it happen. Let it happen.
You say it. I can't say it.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Let me just double check on everything before it happens.
I've never been so stressed with a natural 20 in my life. Okay.
No, it's a good thing.
Damn, what's gonna happen?
Well, you know, Keladir has
Okay.
a fancy sword.
So, Keladir, you're kind of sick of Imral coming after your new friend and torturing him and trying to kill him. You step forward. As you take your steps, your hair goes from white to red as you get closer. You draw your sword, which catches the light and almost seems to be glowing, and you let out a yell, and as you swing your sword, while her hands are there, she is in the perfect stance that you just swing it down, and you cut off Emerald's head. Like,
What?
Shit!
Welcome to that Vorpal sword natural 20.
yeah.
Is that subduing? I thought we were to subdue.
I was wanting to kill that. Oh well.
You are out of initiative.
Okay, Greya runs over to Dietrich. Are you okay?
Well, it's not the outcome that I was expecting.
I'm sorry, Dietrich. I know she was your sister, even if she wasn't nice.
Dietrich's gonna turn to Keladir. You did nothing wrong. You know that, right?
Yeah. Like, Kelly's gonna look totally, like, stricken. Like, he truly didn't mean to get that angry. Dietrich, I'm so sorry.
Aleda's gonna think that can't possibly be that easy. Can I do an Arcana check to see if there's some magic that's gonna bring her back? Like, I don't think. Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Do a check.
Cool. 14 plus my. Do I have a +4 or +3 to Arcana? The +4, so that's 18 Arcana check to see if there's going to be some magic to affect Emerald coming back.
Cool. So you know that obviously Emerald did have some magic. She was able to just snap her fingers and transport Kellier to another plane at one time.
Mhm.
But you don't sense that she has any sort of magic that would allow her to survive or come back when her head is chopped off. You do know, which all of you would probably know at this point, there is lots of undead walking around, but you don't sense that Emerald had anything to do with it, that she has that power. Like, she's dead.
Mhm.
Okay, then Greya wants to cast Gentle Repose on her remains,
Okay.
so she can't be turned undead, basically.
Cool. Nice.
Nice.
Mart.
And she also like shuts her eyes and is like, if you need to say goodbye, you can do that.
We place like the head back where the body is so it kind of looks like it's one piece.
No.
Close the eyes, put the head back near the. Otherwise, gentle repose doesn't. She wouldn't be in a gentle repose pose.
And does that take a certain amount of time, or is that instantaneous?
So it just takes one action to chest.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I recognize that there's a certain amount of gravitas here. But Captain, that was incredible. Your hair and everything, and the sword.
Yeah, Kelly doesn't look comfortable with that praise.
No, understandable.
He's still looking at Dietrich.
I put my hand on Bastion's back this time, and I'm like, always one with words, eh, buddy?
It was, though.
Oh dear. This was probably the right move. I was being selfish and asking all of you to risk yourselves. I told Aleda if it came down to it, that you should choose your lives over hers. She has some of the circus members on her ship. That's who she was naming off. She can't tell them now to hurt them, so thank you. I know she was my sister, but I've always had family that wasn't her. With the circus, and now all of you, so. Thank you for making that hard decision for me.
I wish it was a decision that you never had to face, Dietrich.
I probably wouldn't have. Beyond this, I'm quite the coward.
Dietrich, you're one of the bravest people I've ever met. I would never think you're a coward. You did a hard thing today.
He's gonna kind of like turn to her and then like boop her on the nose. And just be like, how'd you feel, didn't I? Quite the performer. This isn't over. There's still someone we have to deal with. So maybe we should go do that.
Are you okay to continue? Do you need a moment?
I don't really know what I would say. I think it's probably best that I say nothing at all. I don't need to honor her. But if I can, I'd like to honor my father. So, that means getting out of here and maybe, leading a people to good things. Not really sure I'm cut out for that, but it's the only way I know how to honor him, so. Let's do this.
Before we go, I think we should check, because I think Frello said they were talking about the bracelets, so I think we should check if she has them on her before we go, because we can't let those go into the wrong hands.
Kelliger would check so that Dietrich doesn't have to.
Cool. So go ahead and roll an investigation then.
She might have stashed them through these weapons. I'll take a look there. And Bastion just starts looking at the weapons to see if there's any good ones.
Okay.
Huron keeps an eye out in the back, like the entrance in, just kind of like doesn't feel appropriate in the situation, so he like watches the back door.
That was a 14.
14. You don't. When you're searching through, you don't see any bangles anywhere.
Okay, there's nothing else significant on her person?
Her breastplate that she was wearing was really nice. She has a pretty good sword, but she was pretty unequipped right now.
Okay. Does she have anything like personal on her? Like it doesn't seem
Not really. Like on her breastplate, there would probably be a like the crest of her people.
Okay.
But other than that, she was pretty kind of dressed to fight sort of thing. Like she just had her breastplate and her sword sort of thing. She wasn't really carrying anything else.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Kelliger wouldn't rip off Dietrich's sister's breastplate, so he's just going to take off his own cloak and just put it over the body.
Okay.
I got a nat 20 perception, 23 perception to look through the weapons.
Cool. So if you can see roll 20, the weapons that are there are what Bastion would see. They are all in very good shape. I don't know that there would be anything better than the axe that you have. Give me a second though to pull up your character and see. Oh, I don't have your character on here.
Yeah, it's just he just has a great axe. There's nothing special about it.
So there's no axes in here. But there's a long sword, a lance, a trident, and then just like a not battle axe, just like a regular axe, a sickle, a mace, and I forget what those things are called. The star morning?
Morning star? Yeah. Do any of these count as a great weapon?
The sword might. Give me a second here.
Like an okay weapon. Great. Not like a lot.
No, it wouldn't be considered great. It's just...
Okay.
Yeah.
Then if there's no... but are there any weapons there that pop out to me that might be useful for some of my other... I'm looking for like...
They're all very good weapons. Like they would be... If anyone was interested in taking any, they're like they're brothers' weapons. So like they're very, very.
That wasn't wrong. They're just good weapons.
Bastion will bring that up and says, "Well, I can't particularly use any of these. These look like brothers' personal armory, and these weapons are incredibly high quality, perhaps even enhanced somehow." Though I can't tell that, but the craftsmanship is exquisite.
You can also see, sorry, I forgot to mention, in the corner, kind of where Huron is, there is a shield there as well.
Okay. And so I'll point out all that out and say, it might behoove you, those of you that can use these weapons, to take one.
I have no desire to use the weapons built off the blood of people I've killed for 50 years.
A weapon is a weapon, and you can use even a weapon that's been dipped in blood 50 times to save a life, Euron.
Very practical. Aleda doesn't necessarily want any of the weapons, but she thinks they might be useful to grab one or two just to pass off to anyone if we see anyone in combat who's lost their weapon or could use a better weapon. Because
Sure. You just want to grab a couple?
sure, just in case
Sounds
I'm
good.
gonna
So
throw it at people.
the bigger ones will be harder to grab, but like the axe and the sickle and stuff like that, you can definitely
Cool.
grab those.
I have to use one hand for my spoon, so I'll just grab like an axe just to give to anyone who might when we encounter our NPCs
Cool.
again.
Sounds good. Speaking of NPCs, that was technically a round of battle. It ended quick.
Right.
Get everyone to roll.
Come on, dice.
Ooh.
Oh!